Hey you guys, good uyadlala lento igama xa uthanda ungambeza Jeffrey Baby or Baze Babe. Boy, believe me, she knows why I stay. Hope everybody's in good spirit. As I promised you, I was gonna make a video on how to apply for production funding from different entities. So I would assume that the reason why you're watching this video is because you want your film to be funded, but you don't know exactly how. Maybe you've tried previously to apply, you got rejected probably because your script was not strong enough, or you failed on the compliance stage, meaning there's some documents that you could not submit. So this video is for you. Hopefully I do a good job to eloquently explain to you and probably help you to apply for your film to be funded and you get successful, right? So first things first, as we all know, there is 5 different stages of production, right? There is development, there is pre-production, there is production, there is post-production, and there's also distribution. All these 5 stages, actually 4 of them, they all separately need their own funding, and each funding is not contingent on the other funding, right? So on development, there's a budget for development, there's a budget for production, there's a budget for post-production, there's a budget for distribution and marketing, right? And I will try and explain to you what each and every one of these stages entail. Like, what does post-production mean? What do you need? Pre-production, development, and distribution. But on this video, right, what we're gonna talk about is development, and then maybe on the next video we're gonna talk about applying for funding on production, right? So what is a development stage? A development stage is when you have a rough idea of a film, a documentary, or a series. So this film is not yet developed, okay? It's a vague idea at this point, but it is strong enough, it has a potential to grow. So what normally happens is you apply for funding so that you can be able to work with script writers that have experience. If you're not experienced, you're going to be assigned a script editor, a person that's gonna help you to make your story strong, eventually you're gonna have to emerge with a good script. That is the whole purpose of the development stage. So let's get to the money. What is the money for? The money is for you to pay. The money is to pay you as a writer, but the money is to also help facilitate and get good people with notoriety to help you achieve your dream. Achieve your script and your dream. And also to be able to do research. Sometimes maybe you have something to research in Europe. That money is for you to go there, conduct your research, and make your story strong. So how do you apply for a development stage or a development budget, and who do you apply to? There are 4 entities, and also what I would recommend is make sure, especially if you are an emerging writer, do not apply for production when you haven't went through the development stage. It's very necessary. One of the reasons why our films are horrible is because we want to rush into production without making sure that the story is strong. That's why you've ever seen like a movie that looks expensive, right? Good cast members, extravagant sets, locations, good camera, but the story is horrible. It is because they didn't pay enough attention on the development stage. This stage is for you to get on production with a fucking A1 script. That is the purpose of development. It is not just to tick boxes. It is to make sure that you have a good story. So make sure that development first, even when you have production money, but make sure that you develop your script. Then you can run to production. But anyway, so these entities would also want you to have had done the development process before they give you production money. So anyway, what did I want to say? Oh, the entities that you can apply to for a development budget is KZN Film Commission, National Film and Video Foundation, Gauteng Film Commission. I'm not sure of the other ones. I can't think of them on top of my head, but these are the requirements that they need. So this is on top of my head. So please feel free to also go do your own research on what exactly do they need, just in case I forgot something. First thing they need is a good treatment. So what is a treatment? It's called a narrative treatment. A narrative treatment is a document, right, that explains your story or your idea thoroughly. So you break it down scene to scene, midpoint. So you break it down like the setup, inciting incident, first the climax, crisis, and all that shit. So you break it down, you put it all in that document, and that is called a treatment. It is basically a treatment is an extension of a synopsis. A synopsis briefly explains your story, and the treatment eloquently explains your story. So that's the difference between a treatment and a synopsis. Usually a synopsis is 1 page and a treatment is like 4 pages, depending on whether you're writing a feature or a short film. So a treatment, obviously a synopsis, I've explained what a synopsis is, and you need to also attach a budget. So depending of whether you're applying for a feature or a short, the numbers of your budget change, right? With these entities I've explained or introduced to you, they all fund the same amount. So for a short film, they fund 100,000. For a feature film, they fund 200,000. Either it's a documentary or either it's a for a documentary, I'm really not sure, please go check it out. But I know that for for fiction and non-fiction, short and the feature, they fund 100 and 200. For a short, they fund 100, and for a feature, they fund 200. For a series as well, I think it's 200, right? So when you creating your budget, you should be cognizant of these numbers, all right? So they also need you to submit a development schedule. So it is a schedule that is going to show what exactly you're gonna be doing, when exactly you're gonna be doing, and also like the deliverables. Because remember that money, you don't get it as a lump sum, you get it in different tranches or segments. So yeah, that's what the whole shit is for. What they also need, they need you to submit a producer's CV. You need to have a producer, a person that is experienced. You also need a script editor. Attach a script editor. You need to submit a distribution plan or a marketing strategy or a finance plan. Basically, that is to show that when I am done writing the script, this is what I want to do with it. I have maybe you already have a distributor. Attach the distributor's letter to your application. Finance plan, say that, okay, after I'm done shooting, I'm gonna take the script to, I don't know, Showmax, I'm gonna take it to SABC. That is your finance plan. Where do you want to take the script to? And you should have an idea of what you want to do with the script. You should not be doing it for fun, right? What else do they want? Tax clearance. If you're applying, even when you're not applying with your company, but you need to be tax cleared. you need to submit your company documents. Remember, this is all on top of my head, so I might forget something. But these ones I've mentioned, they're very essential. But one thing I want you to not miss is if when you're submitting you miss one of these documents, automatically your application is disqualified. So make sure that you thoroughly check all the documents before you submit. Okay. So it's called, like, that's the stage that people don't go beyond. That's the stage that people don't go beyond. It's called the compliance stage, where you miss particular documents. If it says your ID should be certified within 3 months, it should be that way, right? If it's 4 months, then you're gonna be disqualified. Yeah, man, I guess it's not very hard, right? Also make sure that you have a good story. So other thing that I wanted to mention is you don't need to have a full script in order for you to apply for development. If you have it, that's okay, but it's not necessary. The full script is going to emerge at the end. Ultimately, when you're done developing the script, you're gonna have the final draft when you're going on productions, but you don't need to have the full script in the inception. Yeah, man, I mean, that's it, bruh. Maybe I made it sound easier than it actually is, because I've done the process so many times. But that's it. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'll try and answer the questions, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. Like, I just want us guys to tell our stories, but I know, like, these processes are technical and they're too intricate, so I'm trying to give the best help I can. So yeah, man, good luck. Cheers. Oh, if you're applying at KZN4, so if you live in Gauteng, Limpopo, Eastern Cape, unfortunately you're not eligible to apply. It's only for KZN-based artists or filmmakers or writers, whatever. So that's when it becomes a problem. All right, guys, bye.